back to the channel. First of all, sorry for the delay. I had some technical difficulties uploading videos a couple weeks ago, and then I got sick. And did you know it's very hard to do vlogging and narrating when you're sick? So I'm getting ready to head out on a trail ride with my friend Laura, which I videoed the vlog intro to this with her when we were trail riding a couple weeks ago, but obviously that didn't get posted, so here we go again. I'm just loading up my truck to get everything set before I go hook up. The clips that I'm gonna share today are of our last dressage shows of the season. For the year, we had been doing second level test 1. It's definitely challenging for us and above our pay grade, but I don't feel like everything needs to be perfect before you do a test, so I thought we would give it a try this year since our first levels last year were fairly solid and successful. This was the second time we'd been at this venue, and I think it's pretty clear from the videos that Luke is probably not a big fan. The first time we went was earlier this summer, and the first day there was lots of bucking. I couldn't even do my test. He was bucking in the warm-up, and then we went down center line and he bucked. The second day was much more successful. So Laura and I brainstormed, because she was at that show too, and she suggested that maybe the venue is a little bit too busy for Luke and he just gets overwhelmed. He tends to get what therapists call flooded, where he's just so overcome with stimuli that he kind of loses his ability to act like his usual typical self. But since he was good on that second day, I thought we'd do our end of the season at the venue and give it a shot. But again, Luke indicated that it is not his favorite place because it is not typical for him to go into his dressage tests and kick out or buck. Now, do know that Luke gets bodywork, chiropractic, regular vet care, has a custom saddle, and gets lots of massage. So I don't think there's anything physical that's at the source of his reactions. So the first clip that you'll see is from our test on the Friday, and I actually had no indication in the warm-up that Luke was going to kick out. He was super relaxed, obedient, and I had no idea. Who was secretly unhappy? Who was secretly unhappy? So it was quite a surprise to me when we went into the arena for the test and he kicked out. I'm only showing a short clip of that particular test. The second clip is from our second day at the show, and Luke was actually quite good in the warm-up, but then right before we went in, a dog started barking that was, I think, in a trailer. Sorry, just multitasking here, getting some alfalfa pellets for our ride and getting into the trailer. Don't want to have a thoroughbred with an empty stomach. So he was quite good in the warm-up, and then I could feel him just tense up where he does this little fizzy, and I can feel the energy and the tension underneath. So I did a lot of like long and low circling at the walk just to kind of get his attention back to me and to have him feel a little bit more relaxed. But as you can see, we went into the test and he really tried to hold it together but was not successful. Apologies, this one is filmed a little bit differently from my youngest, but that was our working canter. We got a 6. Need to cover more ground, tight in back. Circle right 10 meters, and here it comes. We got a 4. Called it a broken kicked out. So that was a precursor to the next day, which meant that the last day didn't happen at all because if it was only going downhill, I didn't want to crash and burn that much. So on his counter canter, he's actually not particularly unwilling, which I'm surprised, but you can again see his neck or his mouth, and then we got a 4 on the transition because he was so resistant. Enter collected trot, halt salute, received a 6, could be more prompt into the halt. Agree on that one, that was a little lackadaisical. And then we are supposed to track left on the collected trot and then change rein from H to P medium trot and back to collected trot. And for that movement, we received a 6, quick strides and unsteady contact. PFAK, a transition into a collected trot. We received a 6 with a comment that it could be clearer. K through E is our shoulder in to the right. And we received a 6 with unsteady impulsion and contact. At B, we're supposed to track left and do the shoulder in. We received a 5, losing impulsion and open mouth. Do note that our shoulder in to the left is much weaker than our right, and I'm definitely still working to improve angle. So this is our halt rein back at C, received a 5, coming against the bit. Can't disagree with that, but it was better than the giraffe moves he was pulling in warm-up. SF, we're supposed to change rein and do a free walk. Luke actually has a really lovely free walk that I just need to go for it a little bit more, and we will be working on that. We received a 6 with just tracking, and I agree, he's not stretching as much as he normally does. And then coming up to A, we are supposed to pick up a collected canter. We received a 5 for this, which the feedback was needs steadier connection and departure. And this is supposed to be an extended canter, or a medium canter, excuse me. And we received a 6 with a comment that it was on the forehand. And I would say there's lots of head flipping. At C, circle right at 10 meters, collected canter. We got a 6 on that with the comment that my reins were too long. M through E, change rein, and E through V, counter canter. This has a coefficient of 2. We received a 6 with the comment that he was on the forehand. And then with our downward to collected trot, very, I think, generous 7. At A, collected canter left lead. We received a 6. The depart could be steadier. Medium canter down the wall could show longer strides. At C, we're supposed to circle left 10 meters and wait for it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. To which the judge described that as resistant. Okay. So, continue as if nothing happened, which you can then see Luke is obviously not relaxed at this point. His mouth is like Jaws. He's gaping and closing and gaping and closing. And his back is not relaxed at all. So, I actually think it's quite phenomenal that we even were able to continue. And it's clear from the scores, we definitely go downhill, with lots of comments about needs better connection and balance, transition on the forehand, could show better energy. But frankly, at this point, I'm super glad I haven't been launched to the ceiling. And I also definitely was just trying to keep it together as a rider and keep breathing. Surprisingly, we were able to get some pretty good scores for assessment. So, yeah, it'll be a while before we return to that venue because my very well-behaved thoroughbred clearly does not like showing there for some reason. Just getting my trailer hooked up. And I realized I'm such a rookie that I, again, did it in portrait mode, which, you know, there's a learning curve, and sometimes it's the little things. So for the rest of the season, we are basically done. I might look for some schooling shows. I have some clinic opportunities. But we will continue to work on our collection, our impulsion, getting a real quality shoulder in where a shoulder doesn't pop out. And, you know, there's only so much I can do as far as comments from judges about my horse being downhill. He's actually quite even and balanced for a thoroughbred. He's not particularly downhill. So, you know, it's thoroughbred dressage. We're going to have challenges, which I'm fine with. As long as we are in harmony and we are accurate, then I am happy with our base as far as our dressage pyramid goes. All right, the dirty beast and I are about to load into the trailer, and we're hoping to enjoy the last rays of sunshine before the northwest rain and gray really arrives. So until the next time, which hopefully won't involve a delay of 2 weeks and me hacking up my lungs, have a great ride. Can I just be a total superficial dork and out of clueless and just say I think I look really cute today? Got myself a new helmet. I love it. I have a Castell shirt that I bought used. I always buy them used. Awesome. Love it. Makes me happy. And then I have my, let's see if you can see them. These are my Sync Dragon breeches that have a little bit of bling in them. And I just love them. You know, it really is the little things that make me happy.